Hey, hold on.
There we go. Weirdness happening with the electronics. No. Oh, weak signal, great. How you been, AJ? I haven't seen you in a while.
Busy, teaching a lot of yoga classes.
Oh, that's
a lot.
Great.
Needing some yoga of my own right now.
Well, all right. Let's see what we can do about that.
Hey, congratulations, by the way.
For
You're teaching.
Oh, yeah, I got a few things going. The virtual studio for Steph. We got the stuff I'm doing in the park here. That's starting to get moving. So, yeah, thank you. A lot of cool things happening.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, hoping this virtual studio thing that Steph put together rock and rolls. It should be strong.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there.
Great. Yeah, I'll still be doing OYS course content classes. We're going to still be offering that. We'll have, like, I'll be doing a 200-hour philosophy class, study group, and a 300-hour study group. And I think Haley's got like an awesome sequencing pranayama thing going on. Latoya's doing a teaching practice, so that stuff will still be available. But we're moving all the group practices into the studio. So it's pretty exciting.
Well, Steve, I had a question. Since we graduated in January from the 300 hours and are now teachers ourselves, are we still allowed to participate in some stuff like refresher courses and philosophy? I enjoy your group practices because it's completely different than the way I teach. I love it. And just different,
Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know if any kind of policy is being adjusted with this new change up. So I don't have the answer for that right now. I know before it wasn't really any policy on that, but there's been a lot of emails the last 2 days, and I have not seen that subject approached. Let me find out for you, okay?
Okay.
Who we got going here? Tasha, hey, welcome. Hey, Kat, Kiki, hello. Hey, Paula, welcome.
Hey.
right, dude. Closing you in there for a little while. You dig it? Yeah? All right. You eating your bed? I thought you a new one. How we look? I have that on. It's a different color mat you got there, pal.
What?
That looks like a different colored mat you got.
Yeah, it was a gift. It's a manduka. I upgraded.
Nice. That'll serve you well. Cool. Okay, if y'all want to make your devices set to speaker view, that'd be really cool, please. So at speaker view, you should probably just be seeing me, little small thumbnails of everybody else. Kind of provide some privacy for those who wish for that. Hey, Rhonda, welcome. Good to see you. You said you might be here. How about props? You know, we're going to do some interesting shapes tonight. A strap or a towel may serve you well, may be a good idea. Oh, I can't see that. Right on, Natasha. Roger that. Well, really glad you're here. So devices are in speaker view. We'll talk about cameras now. I set it up this way so that you can have some privacy. You are welcome to keep your camera turned off if you prefer that. Anybody out there sometimes prefers it that way. I like the cameras on. It helps me to just kind of refine my cues to best serve you. But it really ain't a deal breaker. You want your camera off? No problemo. That's all good. Because ultimately you're in charge. It's your practice. You have final say, final decision in everything you do here. And you're not going to find rules in these classes. You want rules, and go to church. They'll give you rules. Not here, though. Yoga, no rules in yoga. Right, I think it's just about go time. Let's see here. Everybody's in. All right, hold up a hand if you could hear me, please, or a foot or something. I see you, Rhonda. Thank you. So how about we dip into this thing, huh? Normally, we're going to use asana to prepare for meditation. We do the asana, the shapes, in a meditative state. But we can use meditation to prepare for doing poses too. It's really cool that way. And tonight I think we'll do that. How about land yourself in seated position of choice? something grounded that you can hang out in for a while. You can have legs crossed or whatever, just something that allows your spine to be tall, has to be grounded and stable. And you probably want it to be somewhat comfortable because we're going to be here for a few minutes. And just like any of the other classes you might hang out with me in, no rules, but we do have boundaries that you can consider. Safety is one of those. I'm going to offer suggestions, very generic suggestions. And anything that I say, whether it's a cue or a teaching, if it doesn't work for you, if it creates pain or it just doesn't reckon with your thinking, that's a notification to modify it or discard it. And in that way, we're going to bypass any sort of drama. Another boundary to consider is calmness. And calmness is going to be evidenced by the state of your breath. You find your breath strained and choppy, anything other than smooth and fluid, well, it means that calmness went on vacation. So another notification, take a little break, find breath, and return. So in your seated pose, let's get spine tall. And really kind of think about bringing the top of skull away from tippy tip bottom of tailbone. Let shoulders soft, fall away from ears. And Jnana yoga, yoga of wisdom, we can do Jnana mudra if you like, index fingertip to thumb tip, or Dhyana mudra, left hand palm up, place the back of your right hand in your left palm, put the tips of your thumbs together. It makes a really nice little oval set in your lap. Two options, you pick. Now here's a suggestion. Put your lips together without teeth touching and begin to breathe through your nose if it's appropriate. If it doesn't work, we'll breathe through your mouth. It's cool. Let those eyelids of yours be so soft but heavy. Just let them float on down. Maybe they close, maybe they just kind of almost close. And we'll begin to breathe deep, full inhale, full exhale. We'll make the breath fluid and even. So yeah, you are actively breathing. This is not natural passive breath, but intentional active breath. We have reason for this. Jnana yoga, yoga of wisdom. We can explore wisdom. Well, all wisdom comes from experience. We can use observation to indulge in the experience. And we use concentration to focus the observation. So let's play a little game. Bring all your focus, all your attention to your breath. Deep, steady, long breathing. Long, slow, deep breathing. Feel air enter your nostrils, brush the inner rings, through nasal passage, down throat, in the lungs, all the way down your belly. Let it swirl. With fluid, smooth exhale, feel air leaving your body. Maybe your breath slows, heart rate slows. It's slow. It's a process. It requires a little patience. We prepared for our game. Our game will be to observe the thoughts passing through your mind. Concentrate on the breath and just watch the thoughts cruising through. Notice the little gaps between each thought. It's called interstices. Just a little space, a little gap. As we continue to concentrate on steady, deep breath, allows thoughts to move without attachment, without holding or gripping onto them. And thus we allow those gaps to widen. If you find yourself holding on to a thought, it's okay. That's pretty darn normal. It's natural to do so. This is a practice. So give yourself a little forgiveness, some generosity, some patience. And know that every moment in the practice gets stronger. Little tiny increments. It might be every 2 seconds you have to go back to looking at breath. Maybe you're like me, about every second and a half. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It means you're human. Continue to observe. Practicing the art of letting go. Allowing things to just be, whatever they might be. Usually, it's about the time where thoughts no longer gaining purchase. Mind pulls a shifty move. It asks you to fidget, move, wiggle. Same thing. Just like thought. You just let it pass. We begin to develop some mastery of our mind. Slowly breaking old thought patterns, old habits of mind. Slowly finding freedom, moksha, a little liberty. Becoming less reactive, more reflective. more steadfast in yoga, the even-mindedness. We'll take this game a little further. Bring this state with you through the physical practice tonight. You already know. Come back to the sensation of breath moving. Gives you single point of concentration. Every time mind slips away, monkeys get a little rowdy, come back to breath. Every time mind tries to shift gears, ask you to fidget, wiggle, or move, back to breath. Back to that stillness that is always, always with you, always available for you. Now just bring your hands to the mat out in front of your legs and just sort of push forward so you can come to hands and knees. No extra movement, just steady, just like the breath, moving steady, fluid. Just walk, bring knees together, open your ankles and start walking your hands back as you lower your seat between your heels. Bring your shoulders up over your hips, and it's pretty early. We're not developing any heat in this practice. So if you need to, keep weight in your hands. With yin, we don't use heat. We use time and patience. It may be that some of you are okay with leaning back on palms or forearms. Maybe not. Maybe that some of you are okay going all the way back. Again, it's personal. And just look for that place where you feel ankles and knees and thighs and hips. Tibia, fibula, even psoas. And it is just about the sweetest stroke I can imagine across the lower part of your body. Only about 2 minutes in each pose, just long enough to get into some of the meridian tissue, connective tissues. So if you went to your back, it's a good time to come back up, right? And no hurries with this, just smooth, just like your breath. Deep, smooth, steady. Yeah. And then everybody can go ahead and put their hands back out front. Come back to all fours, hands and knees. You tuck your toes under. And just start lifting your knees, straightening your legs. Butt goes up, head goes down. It's down dog pose, and again, this one does generate a little bit of heat, but it's kind kind of nice little transition move. So we're not here for very long at all. I'd rather you stay cool than get warm. Now lower your knees to the mat and walk them up close to your hands. Cross your shins behind you deeply and just push back to seated position, just like we started. Now open your legs as wide as you like. Just straight legs, open wide, heels down, toes up. Not even missing a beat. Just start walking your hands out front, bringing your torso forward, dropping your head down low. But please, let's keep thighs rolling open. Keep toes pointing up, flexing through heels, engaging a little bit of thigh. Not much, no heat. Just enough to hold shape. And I don't know how deep it is to go here. You find the spot and then stop and park, hang out. And let yin do that thing. Time, patience. And you got nothing to do but just hang out and breathe. What happens when I stay in yoga pose longer than I want to? Assuming safety is in place. Usually I can leave yoga pose whenever I want. I'm done with doing it and I move on out. But what happens if I'm safe and I just stay there a little longer? What's around the corner? Without moving your legs, not even one little scooch. Keep legs as they are. Bring your arms and torso. Stay low. Walk over to right thigh. So you got one arm on each side of your right leg. Keep your left buttock, your left glute grounded. Walk your hands toward your right foot. And once you find that spot, park, hang out. It's called the edge. And how about some long, slow, deep breathing? Your focal point. We stay in pose longer than we want. A phenomenon happens. The mind balks, it protests, it asks, fidget, move. Maybe it throws thoughts. When we turn that corner, things are revealed, things that the mind, the ego, may not wish to look at. We shine a light so that we can observe, so that we can gather the wisdom. No, there's nothing easy about it. But how can we affect growth without realization, without awareness? How can we see something if we don't shine light on it? And how can we treat it if we can't see it? And yeah, ego might get a little offended at that process. So really, there's nothing to do but just be still and breathe and observe. Staying low, not moving legs one bit. Just start walking all the way across to your left leg. One arm on each side. Right glute, right butt stays grounded. You might want to turn with you, but just settle it on back down. Just dipping into all kinds of flesh in the pelvic girdle, moving beyond muscle into ligaments and tendons. Fascia, bone coating, aspects of your physical body that we don't seem to get a whole lot of attention to in more active practices. And using a process that slows us down. Brings us to a place where things are revealed. Allowing us to make conscious, informed decisions rather than reactive impulse. One more time to the center. Just right down the middle for a little bit of time here. I wonder, can you begin to lengthen your breath to like a 7-second inhale, 7-second exhale? Doing the math on that, you're going to come up with about 4 breaths per minute. Most people throughout the day, about 20 breaths per minute. What is not inconceivable, nowhere near impossible. It's quite accessible. Just smooth it out for 7 seconds in, 7 seconds out. As your breath slows, your heart rate slows. And it's no big mystery that the longest living creatures on the planet have the slowest heartbeat. Walking hands back up, roll spine upright. As you come up, just keep rolling. Just roll right on down the back. Hug your knees in. All the way to your back, hug knees to chest, and just take a short mind's eye look at what you feel in hip region right now. And keep your right knee hugged in. Lay your left leg out straight. Just lay it on the mat. Place your left palm against the mat down by your outer left hip, outer left thigh. And bring your first two right fingers to your big toe on your right foot. And now begin to straighten your right leg. Just straighten it up towards the ceiling. You might need to move your hand to your calf. That might be necessary, but if you can, hold your toe and roll your shoulder into your armpit. And just continue a couple little slight movements to find that edge. You know, right between too much, not enough. And once you're there, just park, hang out. Go right back to Jnana yoga meditation. I'm not sure there's any part of the lower right half of your body here not being touched. Just be still with it. Be steady with it. Yeah, legs straight up. We'll go other places in a moment, but just nice and straight towards C. You got it. Good. Some of us might have a little knee bend, and some of us might be pushing heel away. Heel, Achilles tendon. What about that place where the hamstring meets glute muscle? It's a pretty interesting spot. Good. Go ahead. Open your left arm straight out to the left side. Palm up, palm down, whatever feels right. And use your right hand to open your right leg off to the right. Just let it open to, well, personal area, personal place for you. But let your left glute stay grounded. And now just turn your head to the left. And I know you probably want to bend the leg. That's probably what mind is saying. But what happens if you stay in a safe place that's uncomfortable a little longer than you want? What's going to happen? Feel that strip of tissue that goes from groin to inner knee. Now you can bring your leg straight back up. Bend your right knee and hug it in. Ooh. Yeah. How about that, huh? too long. Let's take both of our hand bones down to right foot. And then bring your right ankle directly above your right knee. You're probably going to want to flare those off a little ways and start to use arm strength, press your right knee towards the floor. If you look over, you'll see a 90-degree bend between thigh bone and shin bone. Think happy baby with one leg. Yeah, good. So yeah, your right ankle is directly over your right knee, shin going straight up and down, and it just kind of drives your knee towards the mat, kind of towards your armpit area. Just a happy baby, that's all it is. And I know right about now, want to shift, want to fidget, just be still. What happens? This next pose is a little challenging to cue, but I'll do what I can. Both hands holding your right foot. Bring it so that your inner right ankle is hovering somewhere kind of in front of your face. Right big toe is like you're pulling it towards your left earlobe. That ankle is going to be hanging out in space, somewhere between nipple line and nose line. And you're just pulling your big toe towards your left ear until you find that place. And you right now are probably experiencing a massively sweet stroke of your hip. What do we do when we're wanting to shift, wanting to wiggle, wanting to come out? Just go back to breath. If you're safe, free from potential injury, there's really no reason to come out. Just breathe. Steady, deep, long. One more time, both hands on right foot. Just straighten your right leg towards the ceiling. And how about bring your hands to the back of your right calf. Good. With the straightest leg that you can muster without pain, lift your shoulders and torso off the mat and see about touching nose to knee. It's not long. It's just for 5. There's 1. And pushing left leg long for 2. It's no big deal because that's 3. Breath steady 4. That's 5. Now pay attention. Inhale, bring your shoulders and head back to the mat. Now exhale and lay your right leg down next to your left leg. Ooh, take it long, and notice right now, one hip is kind of cooked and one hip is kind of not. let's address that. Hug your left knee in, please. Yeah, right leg is straight, left knee is hugged. Cool. Now you just put right palm on the mat, down outside of right thigh, right hip. Take left fingers around big toe of left foot. And start straightening your left leg towards the ceiling. And it's going to come a little closer towards your torso as you roll your shoulder into your armpit. That's cool. You're just finding some more stretch on the back of your left leg. We just slow down, that's all. Steady. You know, you look around, and especially the United States, most popular yogas are going to be Ashtanga, Vinyasa Flow. They got Warrior Sculpt and all these new busy yogas, right? Because we're busy people. If we slow down, we start to see things that we might not want to look at. So what you're engaging in right now is generally not the most popular thing. But it certainly is sweet and empowering. Stay with breath. Remember, breath, long, slow, deep. Single point of focus. Go ahead and open your right arm off to the side, palm up, palm down. Use your left hand to just open your left leg off towards the left wall. Let's keep right hip grounded. Just let your left leg sweetly open. Find that place, that strip that goes from inner knee to groin. And it's no wonder that right now there's just so much fidgeting coming to mind, and so much desire to shift and move. You're in the biggest piece of real estate on your physical body, hips. The place where we stash things, memories, events, emotions. You're opening them up and you're shining light on things. Tapas, discipline. Do we have the discipline to just be still and observe these things that we'd rather not look at? We're not in danger of injury. There's really no reason not to just hang out and observe and learn. Gather information. Make informed decisions. Yeah, now you can bend your left knee and hug it into your left chest. just for a moment, just feel that wash. Oh, sweet, right? Now both hand bones go down to left foot bone. And take a hold of your left foot with both hands. Now bring your left ankle, left foot directly above your left knee. So just take a look at your left leg and see a 90-degree bend between thigh and shin. Good. Now flare your elbows out and isolate bicep, contract bicep muscles to start bringing left knee towards the floor. If you have the suppleness to bring your knee down below your torso, well then open your knee and leg, thigh wider than your torso to make room. Just keep pressing until you find that spot. Yeah, that one right there. There it is. And now there's nothing to do but be still. Breathe and observe. And I wouldn't worry too much about the shaking. That's involuntary. It's natural. No big deal. Just breathe. Just indulging deep and yet breath is still carrying you along through your meditation. Concentration is supporting your observation. How about those gaps between thoughts? Are they widening? How cool is that? Now, just like before, we'll use both hands to start bringing your left big toe towards your right ear. Your inner left ankle is going to hover kind of somewhere, maybe in front of your chin. And just actively use some bicep strength to really pull your ankle down and towards right ear, big toe. And yeah, that's a pretty massive stroke into a large joint. A lot of sensation. And it really wouldn't be uncommon for it to elicit a little bit of ruckus between your ears. That's okay. That's normal. Maybe physical discomfort, but there's no risk of injury because, you're listening for that sort of thing. Mastery of mind, slow process. It's a practice, not a perfection. So allow yourself some forgiveness, some acceptance. And the challenge is smile, because you know that means that your practice is working for you. What happens when I hang out in pose longer than I want to. What is around that corner that I don't want to look at? Now, one more time, take left leg straight towards ceiling. Bring hands down behind your left calf. Pushing right leg away. Just lift your head and shoulders and see if you can bring your nose towards your left knee. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. And remember, it's not a long time. It's just 5 simple breaths. That's the second one. And there's a third one there. The 5th one, and those were certainly faster than 7 seconds. Go ahead, take a breath as you lower your torso back to the mat. Let your exhale bring your left leg down next to your right leg. Ooh, oh my goodness. Hug both knees in, just for a moment, just to get the things moving a little bit. So some long, deep stretches. Now, keep your right knee to your right chest. Let your left leg go straight out. Lay it on the mat. Open your right arm to the side. And just use your left hand to draw your knee over into a twist. Bring your right knee over to the left. Turn your head to the right. Oh, now we're not going to hang out here as long as the other ones, but I mean, you have to admit, this spine twist is pretty nice after that deep hip exploration, right? It's kind of like a little gift. Sweet. It's so nice. Come on back, center, hug both knees in. And we just make the switch. The left knee will stay hugged at pectoral. Lay your right leg out straight. And then you open your left arm off to the side. Let your right hand exhale your left knee across your body over to the right. Just a twist. Turn your head to the left. And that deep, deep exhales. Open your twist for you. Twist, love, exhale. Breath is still, long, slow, and deep. Mind is quiet. And everything's just all right. So we did 1, 2, 3 short points of warming in this yin practice. Let's do a final one. Go ahead and hug both knees to your chest. And just slight warming. So hug knees in tight, as tight as it personally acceptable. Bring your cheekbones towards your knee bones. just start engaging anything you can come up with. Toe muscles, feet muscles, calves and shins, thighs, the toilet muscles, belly. How about nipple muscles, armpits, and pull your ears against your skull. Don't worry about teeth touching. Keep your jaw soft. And once it's all engaged, take the biggest inhale of the practice. Full inhale. Hold that engagement. Hold the breath for one. Now exhale and extend legs and arms out and melt into the back of your body. Your Savasana. Yeah. Oh. How sweet is that? This sequence is a class my teacher came up with. It's the shortened version. It's called long, slow, deep, and that's LSD. So you may find yourself exiting this practice pretty stoned. That being what it is, how about hang out right now where you're at for a good 7 to 10 minutes. I wouldn't drive anywhere for at least half an hour. And maybe afterwards, enjoy. And know that any kind of weird feeling you experience in any shape, manner, or form, whether that's mind, heart, or physical body, please know that is totally normal after this sort of practice. That it's okay, that you are okay. There's nothing to fret. In fact, you can just know that it means your practice was working. I leave you with your breath, and I give to each of you my gratitude, and give you my love.